All right, today we're talking about how to deliver a winning elevator pitch. I'm sure you be wondering why they call it an elevator pitch, but I believe that in this presentation you're going to find out what it means by having an elevator pitch. It's something that most people are not prepared for, but it's something that we have to be mindful of. You see, sales, negotiation is life. Sales is life. And when you want to sell, and when you want to upgrade yourself, when you want to sell, when you want to negotiate, you must understand how to make elevator pitch. I meet a lot of young people that say, look, I don't want to enter sales. I don't want to market. I don't want to sell anything, but they are doing themselves a lot of disfavor, because I must tell you that in this life, you must keep negotiating. A husband negotiates with the wife negotiates with the children. So when you understand how to coin your words, you'll be able to be a winner in most of the situations where you find yourself. So let's just go in and talk about elevator pitch. Elevator pitch is what? It's a form of impromptu sales. It is an impromptu sales speech to market one's service or product. If opportune, to meet an extremely busy VIP or prospective client, what do? Elevator pitch is not something that you have the time to. Elevator pitch is something that just jumps on you and you're wondering, so how do I do this? You must be prepared. In this life favors those that are more prepared than others. People are wondering, so why is it that some people are more successful than the others? It's because life favors the prepared. You're not going to hear anything I'm saying here this afternoon. Just get it in your mind that life favors the prepared. Prepared at any particular point in time. So elevator pitch is talking about impromptu sales speech that you make for your service or for your product anytime that you find the opportunity. Let's just look at this man. This man is quite known here in Nigeria. Actually, he's the richest African. So you can let's just use him as a test case. Can you sell your service to a very busy businessman like Dangote, convince him on why he needs your service, and collect his contact in 1 minute? Rich people have very short memory span, or concentration. The word is concentration span. Most rich and successful people don't have more than 2 minutes to listen to you. Anything outside 2 minutes, they've shut down. They're just being respectful. When you finish, you walk away and you never see them. So if there's somebody you have been making a pitch to and you can't see the person again, it's because you didn't understand what you were saying. He didn't get you, you didn't get him, and he didn't get you at all. So when you meet this man, assuming you now enter an elevator and you meet this man, just two of you in an elevator, what will you tell him? See, while life favors the ones that are prepared, you must prepare yourself at any particular point in time. Not the day I tell you that Dangote is going to come around you, then you prepare and do night vigil and do everything, waiting and praying. You must be prepared every single day of your life, so that whenever you have this opportunity, just look at how many people waste their opportunities, how many people waste this opportunity because they are not prepared. Inside the elevator with him, will you just greet him, good morning sir, good afternoon sir, and that's it, and just be smiling? That's what most people will do. They'll just be smiling and they have nothing else to say because they're not prepared. But can you sell at such opportunities? What you do is to sell yourself. Nothing is more expensive than a missed opportunity. Did you hear that? Nothing is more expensive than a missed opportunity. I have this friend of mine that bumped into a vice president of, he was into a former vice president that is a client of their client, the client company at the airport, and so he met this man, very important man, and he has moved on to start his own company. And the guy was like, okay, so what does your new company do right now? And the man opened his mouth. He couldn't gather his strength. He couldn't gather his thoughts. And at the end of the day, they called the flight of this executive, and this executive left. And the man was sick for a long time because he had that opportunity. That also has happened to me. I had a time doing one of these governments, I don't want to call the name. I had to go to Owerri to meet my brother's friend who was in the entourage of the president that was coming at that time to Imo State at that time. So we went there. It was wonderful. The guy took me into where there was the VIP, they were staying, and the president came. They put me in line to receive him. All that was wonderful. So this guy now took me to he was like the senior protocol officer of the president at that time. And so when they brought me to the guy said, okay, so what do you want? Because everybody that comes to him to ask for a favor. He's the person that pulls the president's seat for him to sit down. So you can imagine how close. So he looked at me, so what do you, because he respected the man that brought me. So what do you want? I wasn't prepared. I just said the first thing. He said, no, that department is for Madame, referring to the first lady, that we can't have anything to do there. And the man just spoke to me for 2 minutes and he left because the president was still talking. He just came out to see me and he went, but I didn't have more than 2 minutes. The drive back to Port Harcourt was a very sorrowful one. Why? You had the opportunity, but you were not prepared. So it's not just this guy. You can imagine the opportunity, having this opportunity, and you're blowing that opportunity because you were not ready. So this is a situation where it helps to have elevator pitch. That is why it's important that you have elevator pitch. What is elevator pitch? A short, pre-prepared speech that explains what your organization does clearly for everyone that you come into to understand. So this is what this presentation is all about, that we'll be able to understand how to craft our own effective elevator pitch. Okay, so there are some techniques that I use for elevator pitch. An elevator pitch is what? Is a brief, persuasive speech that you use to do what? To spark interest in your organization, in what your organization does. You can also use them to create interest in a project, create interest in an idea, create interest in a project, in a product, and in yourself. A good elevator pitch should last nothing less than 20 to 30 seconds. It should be interesting, it should be memorable, brief, and clearly expressed. It also needs to explain what makes you or your organization or your product idea unique. Like I said, a good elevator pitch should not be more than 20 to 30 minutes. But I propose at least 60 seconds. No, 20 to 30 seconds. At least 60 seconds. That is 1 minute. And you have to rehearse it. And one of the things we're going to do here is we're going to learn how to do it. So how do I write a killer elevator pitch? It can take some time to get your pitch right. You likely go through series of versions, writing and rewriting, but that's how you get it. It's prepared. I said the things favor life favor those that are prepared. So you have to prepare that pitch. You have to go over and over that thing that has to do with you, organization that you're working. So when you come into people like this, it's already easy, and you give it to them. So I don't want us to bother ourselves too much on 20 to 30 seconds, but we're going to do some practicals here as well, and we're going to rehearse it, and we're going to see how effective it is. So in starting to start your elevator pitch, first of all, you must identify your goal. You must identify your goal. You start by thinking about the objective of the pitch. What do you want to tell us? What is it that your organization does? Is it a new product you're bringing out? Or do you want a simple and engaging speech to explain what you do for a living? What is it? It must be clear. What is it? For us here, we're pushing our project and we're pushing our programs. So we'll take one, for instance, the Make in Nigeria, which is exhibition and conference. We can use that as a test case to see how we can build elevator pitch. So when we go out there, each and every one of us, we have something that already prepared for us to engage with the people out there that need our services. It all starts with identifying the right goal, identifying what is it that you're pushing. So like for the course of this presentation, we're pushing Make in Nigeria. So everything that we are going to talk should revolve around that. In explaining what you do, you must tell us how to solve our problem. You must add statistics. If you check in presentations around the world, they will be telling you about percentage. The percentage of this percentage sales of this, percentage increase of this. There must be figures in every presentation that you do. People want to see that statistics that shows the value that your so-called services are bringing. So we want to see that statistics. We want to see that number. The market smiles anytime there's statistics and anytime there's numbers. So you must put statistics in what you do. So yeah, and at the end of the day, ask yourself this question as you start writing. What do you want your audience to remember about you? What is that thing that you want to leave in the memory and live in the mind of your customer or your potential customer or whoever you meet or you meet along the way? For me, it's important that you understand where I'm coming from. It's important that you understand, you put the last thing you want them to remember. There's something about the human mind. It remembers the first thing. Most of the time, it remembers the first thing that was said and the last thing that was said. So it's good to make an impression. You can go out now and you see someone and you just make, there's a way you can make some kind of, maybe you can be excited or some kind of gesture towards that person that the person might be shocked. You see, when the person gets back home or gets back to the office, I met this crazy guy. This is how he came. This is how he spoke to me. He has created that memory in your mind. It can also be at the end of the discussion, this person decided to do this. It leaves a memory in the mind of the person that you were speaking with. I don't want you to, I'm not saying you should be too dramatic, because if you're dramatic, you can lose, you can get insulted and you can lose that opportunity. But what I'm saying is that let your words, your attitude, everything about you leave impression in the mind of the person that you are talking to, because that's what they are going to remember. Some people might not remember what you said, but they will remember the dress you wore on that particular day. They can remember the combination. And so if they say, you're looking nice in this dress, that might be what they remember. And with that, when they see you, they say, oh, okay, that lady with that dress, it starts from there, and you can now explain what you do. Always leave a memory, leave a word in the mind of anybody that you meet. Because at that point in time, it's going to help you in the long run. Okay. The third step we need to take in building or writing a killer elevator pitch is communicate your unique selling proposition, also called USP. What makes your organization, your idea unique? This is what will differentiate you from others. Before you start a business, what is it that makes you unique? Before you start a project, you must find out what is it that makes you unique. It's not just in your mind. Before you come up with a business formula or you come up with a business you want to do, find out first what is it that makes you unique. Because if you cannot interpret it, the customer will not be able to see it. And if you are not able to implement it well, the customer will not be able to see it. So you must interpret, you must be able to identify what makes your organization unique, what makes your idea unique, and you want to communicate this in your pitch. Okay? So to highlight what makes your company unique, you could say something like this. Let's take an example. We use a novel approach because unlike most other developers, we visit each organization to find out exactly what people need. Although this takes a lot of time, it means that on average, 95% of our clients are happy with the first version of our app. Okay, so we're still talking about app. The first one is we talked about building an app for mobile app. So now this is how you coin, because we're going to put all these things together to come up with the elevator pitch. So this is how you communicate your unique selling proposition. We have a novel approach because unlike other developers, we visit each organization to find out exactly what people need. So although this takes a lot of time, it means that on average, 95% of our clients are happy with the first version of the app. So what is the unique selling proposition here? They don't sell for you and just disappear. They are in touch with the customer. So they also do visitations to make sure the customers are okay. They are making calls, calling to make sure the customer, the app, or whatever they did for you is okay. Some people, when they sell something to you, you call them and that's the end. They will never pick. After they sell something to you, they will never pick your call again. But these people know that their unique selling proposition is what? It is follow-up, customer intimacy, still being in touch with their customers, knowing exactly what they want. So customer intimacy is what they are doing to get their customers. They are becoming closer with their customers, and this makes, and they tell you that this makes it takes a bit of time. So it means that it takes a lot of work, but it means that on the average, 95% of their clients are happy with the first version of their app. So visitation, continuous interaction with your customers will, for them, they're saying 95%, it makes 95% of their clients happy. So this is the first stage. So the first one we talked about is what? Can someone tell me the first step? Yes, identify your goal. The second one is what? Then the third one is what? Okay, because all these things we're going to put them together, that is what is going to give us the elevator pitch. All right, the fourth step, we've learned the first three. The fourth one is engage. Once you get to a point, you must engage with a question. After you have communicated your unique selling proposition, you need to engage your audience. So it not be like you are talking too much and you're talking over their head. To do this, you prepare one open-ended. There's what is called open-ended question. which the essence of open-ended question is that it has no yes, it has no no. It involves them to make a conversation. You have to develop how questions. There are some questions you ask somebody, the person cannot tell you yes or no. He has to explain, or he has to now engage you in a conversation. Make sure you're able to ask them that question after you say, you tell them your unique selling proposition. Example, let's look at an example of a question. You might ask, how does the organization handle the training of new people? Because now in the first step, we talked about a company that wants to do training for remote people, remote staff, right? That was the training. So now, once you make that pitch, you now ask them, so how do you handle your own training? So he will talk. The essence of why you are asking this question is that you get more facts from them, because they've seen that by the time they listen to you to this extent, it means that there's something you are saying that is interesting them. There is something that you are saying that is interesting them. So when you ask them this, how do you handle your training? What do you think is going to come out of it? They will probably give you more information, they'll probably give you more information about their training needs that you can capitalize on. There's someone here. Someone hearing me? Once you ask this type of question, they must tell you more things. They must tell you more of their problems, and you come up with solutions for them. Okay, so now we're going to put everything together. Once we've done the first 4 steps, we put everything together, then we read it out loud. We use a stopwatch to time how long it takes. It should be no longer than 20 to 30 seconds. But I think we will work with 60 seconds. Otherwise, you risk losing people's attention. Why it's called elevator pitch is what? It is what you tell someone that you meet on an elevator. So the thing is, maybe in the Western world, sometimes the elevator can go up to 20 floors, 50 floors. So, but it's usually not more than a minute. So you risk losing that person. You look as if you are monopolizing the conversation, that you are just talking and talking. Don't talk over someone's head. Because somebody is quiet doesn't mean that the person is just buying what you're saying. They're just waiting for you to finish, and they'll tell you, okay, we'll see, because you are talking over them. So when you talk a bit, you ask questions, engage them, draw them out. You talk a bit, ask questions, engage them. So let's try and put everything that we have learned together right now and see how. Okay, so here is your pitch. Here is how your pitch comes together. My company, of course, it starts with your company, develops a mobile application that businesses use to train their staff remotely. This means that their senior managers can spend time on other important tasks. Unlike other similar companies, we visit each organization to find out exactly what people need. This means that on an average, 95% of our clients are happy with the first version of their app. So how does your organization handle the training of new people? Chidima, come here. Let's come and read this thing. Let's time it and see. Because now this is your elevator pitch for that app. This is the first one. We have tried to put it all together. So let us where's my stopwatch? Okay, so my company develops, so you read from here until you ask the question. Let's see how many seconds that is. Yes. Is she okay where she is? Or she should come here by my side? Okay, come here. Come here. Okay. All right, so go ahead. Okay, this is 24 seconds. You were too fast. You know, you are gisting. You are like gisting. You are discussing with someone. So it's not, you have rehearsed it, but it should come in a form of discussion. So you are not just being fast. Just talk normally like you're gisting with a friend. Yes. So we can see how many. Just talk normally, slow. Yeah. Go ahead. "32 seconds." But you are still being. Do like you're acting. Didn't you do drama in secondary school or primary school? You know, just my company. No, you're just talking. My company develop. You might not even read it. Just, yeah, just talk. My company does this. Like you're talking to someone. So yeah. Wait, tell me. Yes, just gently, just like you're just. Or should I bring somebody to? Oh yeah, come, Gloria, come and stand there so that they're talking. You are now the purchasing manager of Total, so let him be talking to you. Let her be talking to you. So, 32 seconds. 32 seconds. It's much, much better. But I want you to do it again, relax. Because you have 30 more seconds. Yes, the 20-30, I think it's too steep. 20-30, let's do 60 seconds. You are just gisting with her. Because you are still on track. So just, yeah. I'll start recording this time from when you greet her and all that. So because it's all part of it. Yes, right. "51 seconds." Yeah, better. Let's clap for her. 51 seconds. So it's still, yes. By the time, it's under the 60, yes. Not really. See all the things. No. All the things she said is less than 1 minute. All these things she said is less than 1 minute. Even with the greeting and your answering, it's less than 1 minute. It's you follow him and be talking. If you meet a Dangote, he's not going to stand for you. But he's moving and you're moving and you're talking to him and he's answering you. It's all part of it. It's you are gisting with him. Don't do it as if you have rehearsed it so much that you can now say it in different ways, but you know the steps. This one is just guideline. By the time you write your own, which you are going to write for Make in Nigeria, you can say it in any way. You can say it in any way, but you now know the things that need to be there. Yeah, so it is okay whether the person is standing or not. Within that, all these things, if he's interested in all these things that you're saying, he will definitely stop and listen to you. Okay. The sixth one is what? Practice. This is what I was trying to say. Like anything else, practice does what? It makes perfect. It makes perfect. Remember how you say it is just as important as what you say. So this is what I mean by you have to be free. Don't come like somebody that what they are saying is scripted. Nobody will want that. You should be free. The way you say it is as important as what you say. So be free, be respectful. In Africa, you are talking to someone, a senior or a successful person, you have to appear humble and you have to be able to, talk to them. Don't allow anything of pride. So remember, if you don't practice, it's like you are talking too fast. It starts with too fast. You sound unnatural, or you forget important elements of your pitch. So by the time you keep practicing, after a while, you know the important things that you can coin it in any way that you want. Set a goal to practice your pitch regularly. You must practice your pitch daily. And you guys, when you come to work, you should practice. We begin to get into the groove of Making Nigeria. You should be able to practice it on a daily basis. The more you practice, the more you will sound natural and it sounds smooth. It'll be just like a conversation and it's not going to look like an aggressive sales speech. Okay? So make sure you are aware of your body language. I talked about body language because when you're talking to somebody, he's looking at everything that has to do with you. He's trying to decode who is this person. And humility is the tool that gets you up in the marketplace, in the corporate world, is humility. Don't forget sir, don't forget ma. You see two important people. One is saying yes sir, the other one is saying yes sir. The sir in the corporate world is a door opener. Everybody says sir, even when you are young. When anybody you meet in the corporate world, you don't know them, call them sir or ma. It doesn't matter. It's the language of the corporate world. And your body language must show humility. Be ready to bow or genuflex like women do, but you must be ready to show that even though you are confident, that you are also respectful and the body, everything about you is being observed. You can be talking to somebody and somebody, you can be talking to someone and somebody is not behaving as if he's seeing you. They are observing everything that you're saying, you're doing. So somebody can say, okay, go ahead and talk. And you expect him to look at you. Sir, can you look at me? That can put the person off because he has told you to go ahead, and so he doesn't have to look at you. He wants to hear what you have to say. But when you say something that is interesting to him, he will raise his face. He raises his face up and now look at you. So you have to keep practicing it, and we will keep practicing because we'll come up with our own. In this class, we have to come up with our own elevator pitch. So all of you looking at me, just take this presentation and go home. It's not going to happen. We're going to have our own elevator pitch that we're going to be using. So let me give you some tips about elevator pitch. Keep small takeaways with you at all times. At all times. Takeaways like what? Business card. Takeaways like what? Brochures. Take away anything that will show evidence of what you have talked about. Don't give me a powerful elevator pitch and at the end of the day, there is nothing to show for it. At the end of the day, I don't have anything that I can, any picture that I can register it with what you just said. Okay, the second tip is remember to tailor your pitch to different audiences. There are different audiences. It's not all of them. It has to be in one particular way. We're going to see some examples. It's all of them. You have to tailor for what you need. So if you are talking to somebody in the tech space, yeah, it's different from what you're talking to somebody in the agribusiness space. You cannot talk to them the same way. Okay, so let's look at an elevator pitch. Elevator pitch to ignite interest. Okay? To ignite interest. It says, hi, my name is blah, 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 and my company does what? Develops and designs personalized online sales funnel, which is talking about what your company does. We have just talked about what your company does. Remember, we said about the first one is goals, what your company does. That means two things. One, online customers enjoy a flawless user experience tailored to their needs and interests. And two, our clients get automated solutions that dramatically boost sales. What he has done is what? Number 3, unique business proposition. He has told you their goal. He has told you the second one is what they do. Then he has also told you their unique business proposition. These are the two things that make them unique. You don't talk to somebody if you don't know anything that is unique. We discussed it this morning and we're talking about what are you offering. Don't go and do any sales speech when you don't have a unique selling proposition. So if you're going to talk to people in the tech space, you must have what are you offering them. If you are talking to farmers, what are you offering them? If you are talking to MSMEs, what are you offering them? There must be that unique selling proposition. If not, there's nothing that makes you unique. And the market only welcomes things that are unique. The market doesn't have time for jokers. So the market will welcome you. And so in your pitch, you must put what you do, unique selling proposition, then you add what? You help your last client increase what? Statistics must be there. The market soaks up. You can be with chief executives. You can be talking, they're not hearing you. But the minute you say this app will increase your sales by 20% before the end of the year, everybody will raise their head. Because that is the language of the marketplace. Numbers and percentage. We want to see. Business people don't have time with long talk. They are talking about profits. They are talking about how efficient that thing can be to help you get, to help them get that profit they are looking for. So, yeah, online revenue by 120% month over month. Add numbers behind the result. Then now the question, does your company have any experience with e-commerce automation? Then you engage. So we have seen the 4 basic things play out here, especially from 2 to 3. Goals is for you. The goals is you. You know what you want. The second one is what you do, which is actually where you start from. The internal one that you go through is your goals. Once your goals are clear, then what you do, you start with what you do. My name is, my company is, you start with what you do, then you tell us your unique selling proposition, then you give us the statistics, then you ask us the question. Am I clear? So this is where you want to build interest. Let's see another example. When you want to gain customer. This is what this person used to gain customer. He says, I am Megan Moran and I'm the owner of a wardrobe stylist at the Style Foundry. We are a full-service wardrobe styling business that helps you take the stress out of getting dressed through our styling services. These ones are not doing anything. They're just telling you how to dress more or less, how to keep you more corporate. A typical customer cycle starts with a closet cleanse, where I clean out your closet, tell you what to keep and get rid of, take pictures of all the yeses, and then upload them to an app website where I mix and match them with over 100 different outfits from what you already own. From there, I'm able to really see what's missing and what you need. We can tackle that by personal shopping, which is done in person at your favorite stores, or once I suggest virtual shopping, which is done online. Okay, I saw this the business model, but this works for celebrities that don't have time. Somebody has to dress them up. Somebody has to tell them how to mix and match. But if it's making, I find you have, I will send you my finds and buy what you like. And then when all the items arrive at the house, I come in for a fitting or through our mobile boutique, which can pull off in all your driveway and fill it with our pieces that best fit your style and shopping list. It's the best online and boutique shopping. So this is an elevator pitch to push. You can see that in this one, it's just pushing their unique selling proposition. This is what they do, and it just push their unique selling proposition to women that are fashionistas and people that want to help them in that area. So now, if we can help you with the clothes you already have, or we can go shopping with you to tell you what is trending. Then we can mix it for you and even send it, put it in an app for you what you need to dress for which occasion. So all you just need to tell them is that, look, I want to go so and so. They can look at what you already have and they can give you what to wear. Or you can go and shop for them. And a lot of women in the corporate world will go for this. A lot of women in celebrities will go for this because it helps them to be able to make sure they are current in their dressing. So this is long, but you see, for anything that has to do with women, it's usually not short. So you have to now come and tell them. But when you start talking like this to a woman in this way, you tell her who you are, what you do, and you begin to talk about the unique selling proposition. I bet you she will listen to you. This one will probably take you like between 1.5 minutes to say. I don't want us to practice it again, but I'm not sure if we can even do it and it's less than 160 seconds, but maybe I'm looking at 90 seconds. But be that as it may, we have the steps that we need to take to make that elevator pitch. Okay, this is also to add another example to attract investors. Has this ever happened to you? So this one is coming in form of a story, because this is how you can connect with people with stories. It says, has this ever happened to you? You are rushing to get the kids out the door in the morning so you can get them to school on time and not be late for an important meeting. And then you realize that you can't find your car keys. This happens all the time to me. In fact, did you know that the average suburban professional misplaces their key more than 5 times per month? He's going somewhere. Because you're talking to an investor. That's more than 60 times per year. Using Bluetooth technology, I have created a low-cost key fob that helps people find their keys and other lost items in record time, making it easy to get out of the door on a busy morning. We've got a working prototype and how we're looking to raise funds. And now we are looking to raise funds to go into large-scale production. So you see how this one came? He came in a form of story. Then he went straight to what happens to each and every one of us. We can forget keys. You are in a hurry, you can forget keys. So that story already will make you want to hear more. Then he now gives you his unique selling proposition, which is now making you be able to find your key faster. Then he now makes that his request of like, look, they've already done the prototype. They need money for large scale production. So if you're an investor, You can say, okay, come to my office, let me see more statistics and see if there is something that is there for me. And he said, the concluding is that we've got some new team members on board with extensive manufacturing experience and supply chain expertise. So we are hoping to get to market the next 6 months. So you can see that for that investor, he has already made everything clear for you to see. If you want somebody to give you their money, they must be able to see what you're doing and follow that thing that you're doing. Some people will take 1 hour to talk about come and invest in my company. It's not when you meet the person the first time that the person will invest into your company. It's what you tell him the first time that will tell you, okay, come back, come and meet me, then let's now sit down properly and do that talk. Get their interest first, and it will be easy for you to make that pitch. Okay, so the summary is, whether you are trying to raise money from an angel investor, venture capitalist for your business, or just want to perfect your business strategy, a solid elevator pitch is essential to help you do whatever you want to do. So please, in life, not just for us here in this presentation, in this class, everybody should have their elevator pitch for what they want. We are going to develop for an organization, so you can develop for yourself, you can develop for your organization, and but make sure you follow these steps, understand it, then rehearse it. And when you do, let us talk naturally. Don't do it in such a way that you're scripted. Once you know the line, once you know the steps, you can remember the steps, you can now play with it until you perfect it. Each and every one of us need an elevator pitch for us to be successful in life. And so I would urge you for you to do that. Thank you, and God bless.
Yourself a lot of motivation. Talk to yourself. Tell yourself you do not have assistance from government. Build up your leverage and eventually present yourself to a whole lot of financial institutions. Once they see working, then they will assist you.